If you thought the Windbloom Festival's barrage minuet was too easy, well, you should try this. It's called Andrius Infinite Mode. What's up everyone, I hope you enjoyed that intro. My name's xtac and today is April 16th, 2021. Today I want to share some quick tips for how to dodge Andrius, which is my favorite boss in Genshin Impact, although hopefully the just announced version 1.5 weekly boss will take that title. First of all, I want to point out that Andrius can seem more difficult at first because its attack visual is different than those of overworld monsters. For example, look at how the Geobishop's attacks can be clearly dodged by looking for when the inner circle matches the outer circle. On the other hand, Andrius' circle attack has no easy to tell indicator for when you should press the dodge button, so I actually recommend that you just leave the circle whenever you can. A quick note here is that taller characters will move out of the circle faster than shorter characters. Anyways, let's start at the beginning. Phase 1 Andrius has two main types of attacks. Let's call them Slash and Ice Circle. The Slash can be dodged by pressing the dash button when you see the visual cue of him lifting up his arm. You will notice that he hunches his back right before raising his arm into the air. At that moment, just dash and you will avoid the attack. He may repeat this attack 1, 2, or even 3 times in quick succession, so be ready for that. The second attack conjures up an ice circle under him. It can be either a slash or a tail whip, but either way you want to exit the circle to avoid damage. I do want to note that if you're on the edge, the visual is slightly farther than it looks, so you will also get hit there. Having someone with a shield would be the best way to deal with this attack since you lose a lot of damage by running out and back towards him, but you might not have that. At 50% health, Andrius will enter his transitory phase where he runs around the circle and is invulnerable. During this time, all you really want to do is keep your camera on him, and when he begins to dash towards you, run in one direction. It's really as simple as that. There's no really need to overthink it. He'll do this twice before he jumps back into the middle to begin phase 2. Now, in my opinion, phase 2 is actually easier than phase 1 because the ice circle attack no longer happens. So let's break down the rest of his moveset. So I'm going to name these moves something that seems reasonable. So there's Blizzard, Slash, which is the same as phase 1, Tail Whip, which is similar to phase 1, but it doesn't have a big circle indicator anymore. There's Ground Pound, which has 2 versions, an Ice and Wind version, and a Windstorm, so a total of 5 or 6 attacks that we can go through. So Blizzard begins with channeling of this blue snow circle thing, and it begins to hail on you. These attacks in themselves don't do that much damage, so if you have to take damage, I would prioritize taking damage from this than one of his other attacks. But I think this attack is really just to throw in more things to dodge. Andrius will recast Blizzard periodically, but it only lasts like 10 to 20 seconds, so you can just kind of dodge until it goes away if you're having trouble attacking during this time. The next attack is going to be the Slash and Tail Whip. This is going to be the most used attack by Andrius in phase 2. Luckily for us, the first attack, the Slash, is the exact same as phase 1. So basically he's going to hunch his back and move his arm up, and during that moment you just dash as you see the animation happen, and you should dodge it pretty easily. The new thing is that right afterwards he commonly does a Tail Whip. So Tail Whip is actually an attack that Andrius only uses when you're at his side or at his back, so I suggest hugging his head. However, when he does the Slash attack, by dodging to the side you may cause him to do a Tail Whip. Luckily for us, the Tail Whip can't hit the front of his head, so if you stand anywhere in between his front 2 paws, the Tail Whip will simply miss you. So as you can see in this clip, I didn't even dash. I'm just walking in front of his head and the tail doesn't hit me. The next set of attacks is called the Ground Pound. There's a nice one that you just saw right now, as well as a Wind one. Funny enough, the Wind one comes out in the shape of his 3-pronged eyebrow, so you could actually dodge in between, but I really recommend just dodging to the side, and you'll have a good opportunity to hit his head right after from the side. Lastly, Andrius will channel this wind energy around him to cast a windstorm that does continuous ticks of like 100 damage or so. However, you can't really dodge it, and going to the side of the arena still deals ice damage to you, so really just stick on him during this time and attacking. Well, also in the last few moments of the battle, when he's below 20% health, he will start summoning these dogs. The longer he stays alive for, the faster they'll respawn, but they attack where you used to be standing, so as long as you keep moving, they won't hit you. Anyways, now that you know the moveset of Andrius, it should be a little bit easier to fight him. However, the hard part is going to be weaving in attacks while he attacks, so using a faster weapon like a sword or a spear will be better for dodging than using a greatsword, but you can still learn and practice the timing. Anyways, I hope this breakdown was useful to you, and thanks for watching.